Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man. I just want to say real quick, this weather is bipolar as fuck. It's hot 1 minute and, well, warm, not hot. It was warm one day and then it's cold another day. Now it's warm yesterday and rainy today and cold. And it's just like, what in the world? But anyway, the drama that ensued with the Dallas Cowboys this week. Sorry I didn't get the video out sooner, but I just been busy this week. It's been a really rough week with work and everything. But I will say that this whole Randy Gregory thing and Cowboys trying to cut money here for D-Law's contract, because what ultimately the Cowboys were trying to do when they initially gave D-Law that offer to take a pay cut, of course he wasn't going to take it. No player really does outside Leighton Vander Esch. I mean, Sean Lee when he was here. But they did restructure his contract, as you guys know, which saved a bunch of money on their car insurance. So I know. Which saved a bunch of money. Also with the contract restructuring of Dak and Zach Martin, and with the trade of getting that $16 million for, Amari Cooper's trade as well, which I didn't agree with that, but we already talked about that. So with the new contract, the 3-year contract with D-Law, that gave the Cowboys the wherewithal to go try to get Randy, and they wanted to sign Malik Hooker, which is what they did, and now they're trying to work on J-Ron Curse. Those were the top 3. Now, the Randy Gregory thing, it just slipped out your hand, right? So at first I thought, God damn, Steven, you fucked up. Excuse my language, but then after hearing some insiders talk about it and reading articles and hearing both sides of the story, that's not really what happened at all. So I can't really blame the Joneses, because Jerry Jones tried to get Randy Gregory. Initially, what I didn't know, what I know now, that the Denver Broncos actually offered Randy Gregory a contract before the night before the Cowboys did. And that's where that $70 million, $28 million guaranteed, which rounds off to $14 million a year or something like that. So that was a contract they gave, which is a $16 million cap charge. Not bad for a contract like that. Jerry Jones, because he invested a lot in fucking Randy Gregory, called him personally and had a conversation with him. I feel like that conversation shouldn't have been that long, because that's the only reason why I'm upset. I'm not upset at Randy Gregory for getting his bag. Either way, you would have got your bag, because the Cowboys matched the offer. It was the same $70 million, 28 guaranteed. The only difference was the clause, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, Randy Gregory, we know that his agent he lives in the Denver area. So I feel like his agent was like, all right, I'm from the Denver area. Now, granted, he has other guys that are not playing for Denver, but I feel like in this situation, he was really trying to get Randy to go to Denver because Denver really wanted him. And I know that the Denver Broncos probably came to his agent and was like, hey, get Randy the fuck over here. So they had offered him that initial contract. Jerry Jones called him, matched the contract. They had a conversation. And then he said, okay, well, I'll come back to the Cowboys. He initially said that. But then when he actually read his contract, listen to what I'm saying. When he actually read his contract, he saw that clause. Now, this particular clause, which is what I found out, that isn't everyone's contract with the Cowboys, except for Dak Prescott's current one. I guess they took it out because they were like, all right, he's a franchise quarterback. We know he don't get in trouble, this, that, and the third. It is what it is. Now, it's not about being fined, right? Everybody was like, oh, well, they can get fined for a uniform clause or not wearing their socks right. Or it's not losing your guarantee for a fine. It's losing your guarantee for a suspension. That would be your fault if you get suspended. Like Lyle Collins, it's in his contract. It's in Zach Martin's contract. It's in every player's contract, this same clause. Matter of fact, that same said clause was in Randy Gregory's contract before. Why? Because he's been suspended multiple times. And because it's under the CBA rules. So technically the clause is supposed to be there. But a lot of guys don't read the clause. Randy Gregory didn't read the clause the first time he got the first time he got his contract, the last contract. Clearly he read it this time and then went to his Schaefer and went to his agent and was like, what's this? So he felt slighted because he thought that this was something that the Cowboys slid in there at the last minute, but that's not what it was. The clause is already written in like that. Again, for a player that doesn't get suspended, they're really not worried about that. Dak ain't worried about that. Zach Martin ain't worried about that. These core players are not worried about that because they know they're not going to lose their shit. Lyle Collins, that's why he fought so hard to try to lessen his suspension, because he was losing his guarantees, which he did. So, that's under the CBA rules. Any team can do that. If a player gets suspended, you can take some of their guaranteed money away. That's rudimentary. That's already in the rules of the NFL and the CBA bargaining agreement. So, Denver probably said, oh, we'll take that out of the contract just so you could come here. Okay. But it also wasn't like Randy Gregory got suspended for behavior issues. It was just for weed. And at the time, and I think since then, they've been lax on the whole weed thing. So it's not the same as it was before. So for Randy Gregory to leave to go there and kind of make Jerry look like he got egg on his face was kind of a mean thing to do. Because Jerry, not even anybody else, because I don't think Stephen Jones or anybody else in the organization gave a fuck about Randy like Jerry Jones did. I got to give it to Jerry Jones. We could say all we want about Jerry Jones. He's an old guy. It is what it is. But he loves and he's compassionate about certain player situations, right? And that's what I do love about Jerry Jones. You know what I mean? Like, he's still a compassionate person. And he invested 6 years into Randy Gregory. Multiple suspensions. Stayed by his side. Still gave him another contract in between getting suspended when he came back. Just so he could play again. It was almost like a transition. It was like a bridge contract. So to say that he left for the money is crazy because Cowboys offered the same exact thing. So either way, he was getting some type of bag, as you young people say. So again, it would have been the same $14 million a year. It would have been the same $28 million guaranteed, the same $70 million over the course of the contract. Now, will he completely get that $70 million of that contract if he fulfills the contract? But some players don't do that. It depends on how long Denver wants him. Now, as far as Randy Gregory's play, there's no doubt about that he's a freakish athlete. But his production hasn't garnished him to be that elite yet. He hasn't gotten to a Pro Bowl yet. He hasn't done those things yet. Not saying that he won't, because he damn sure can. But I think with the suspensions, it kind of was an eyesore for different things. But losing him is horrible because now you got to fill that void. But the problem with that is, and that's why I waited to make this video, because I wanted to see what was going on with Von Miller. Now he's with the Bills. Chandler Jones, I think, got signed with the Raiders. These guys are gone. Nobody wants Clowney, so I don't know why anybody would want Clowney. Because Clowney has been horrible since he first got cut from his original team. So I gotta look. I don't even know. Is Bobby Wagner still available? you got to figure out something, because you got to fill that void. Because DA, Dorrance Armstrong, is not going to fit that mold. He's not going to be a Randy Gregory. Dorrance Armstrong, to me, is another Chauncey Golston. So even if you were to lose DA, you still have Chauncey Golston, but you still got to go get a veteran somewhere to fill that spot. You need a veteran there, and you need to go get a veteran offensive guard too, because you lost Connor Williams. And that's another thing I was telling you guys. As much as you guys don't like Connor Williams and didn't want Connor Williams here, he was still the starter for 4 years, and he just got a $7 million contract to the Dolphins now. They obviously think they could do something with him. They always thought that he was worth $70 million. Now you don't have a left guard. You better figure it out, because Zach Martin can't do it by himself. If you go out there and get some type of stud, if there is a stud out there that's better than Connor Williams, you're going to have to pay for it. And not only that, if you do get a stud, it will help Tyler Biadasz at center, and you'll feel much better about Tyler Biadasz at center when you got two strong guards on the left and right side of you. I'm just saying. You already got Zach Martin. Get another guy that can fit that bill and put him on the left side. That's all I'm saying. But Cowboys got to do their due diligence. I mean, they did their due diligence on these guys. They just weren't fast enough getting them. It's just like when a hot car comes out. People are getting it. So you got to figure something out. Cowboys, are they inept? I don't know. I don't know. This team frustrates the hell out of me. I didn't agree with the Amari Cooper thing, but I do understand why they did it. But you did all that to get Randy Gregory. You almost had him, and you didn't. But that's the reasoning, guys. For those of you that were confused about it, I just wanted to speak on it from my standpoint. But yeah, I'm not mad at Randy for maybe Randy just wanted a new scene. Maybe he just wanted to just go somewhere else and start fresh. I mean, maybe that's what it is, because either way, the money would have been the same whether he stayed or gone. But you know, I think his agent was in his ear, because you know, when you got an agent that's there with you when you're in your normal life and you're chilling, like in a home setting, like you know, when you at home talking to your homeboys, you're more susceptible to trust their word, especially because it's agent. You pay your agent, that's your job, to get me my money and to get me in the best situation. So I guess he probably put a bird in his ear and said, well, the Broncos are going to do this for you when you get there. They're going to give you workout bonuses. Who knows what they did on the sneak tip. And the fact that, you know, he's from that Denver area shaped his agent, that is. I mean, it just worked out. So, I mean, you know, shout out to Randy Gregory. I mean, I'm always going to appreciate him as a player. You know, I'm not really mad at him. I just feel bad for Jerry, because Jerry invested all that into him to get nothing out of it. And that's the part that sucks. And it's going to make us suck for a little while. And we got to figure out what we're going to do, because we got a lot of holes. We got holes in places that we didn't need holes, like wide receiver. That shit is stupid. And then you lost Cedric Wilson, too, to the Dolphins. Fuck. And he was a Swiss Army knife, because he could do it all. He could throw the ball, he could catch the ball, and he was a core special teamer. Damn, you lost that. I know a lot of people be like, well, you could get that in the draft. But somebody that already has a rapport with Dak like that? No. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of wide receivers in this draft, but, you know, they got to figure out something. They got 4 fifth-round draft picks right now. So, 4 of their 9 draft picks are in the 5th round this year. Go figure. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section about this whole Randy Gregory, the free agency. Who else out there do you want that's still available? Because people getting snatched up like flies right now. But in the meantime, between time, it's your boy E2 Blue. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Peace out.